Hey guys, hey. So it's me again, M. Williams, SugarSalonTV. So today I'm going to be talking about storefront salons and why I think they're underrated. I truly think that storefront salons are underrated. And how can I talk about this? Been in the hair industry over 30 years, just retired. Had a storefront brick and mortar salon and 2 salon suites at the same time. So I kind of got my own feedback, my own opinion. Storefront salons and on salon suites, I have my own opinion on that, on feedback. But I really truly believe, you guys, I'm a whole old head stylist and been in that industry, like I said, over 30 years. So to be honest, you guys, back in my day when I was doing hair and when I first came out, there were no such thing as salon suites. There were no such things as, all of these individual salons that you can work in a building, like, salon suites, like I mentioned. There was no such a thing. There was no such a thing. In my opinion, that gave us the opportunity to work in storefront salons because that's the only type salons that we could work in. There weren't even things such as working in a Walmart, how you work. They got salons in Walmart. It was nothing like that. It was not even where, sometimes how you see some of your local beauty supply stores and you may see braiders in there, people working in there braiding in a local beauty supply. It was nothing like that. Like the only alternative we kind of had was working in a storefront salon. We didn't have all these different options like there are now. So nothing against it. Life changes, everything changes, things grow, things progress in life. But in my opinion, I have some of my own opinions and I'm going to give them right now today. And I just feel like, in my own personal opinion, that storefront salons are kind of underrated, not overrated. I think they're underrated. And here's why. I think when you work in a storefront salon, you have a lot of camaraderie. A lot of people, I feel like they don't want to work in a storefront salon because they feel like they don't want the camaraderie. They don't want the team. They don't want to be a team player, or they don't want to work with a team. But in all honesty, you guys, when you become a hairstylist or a service provider, whether you're a hairstylist, a braider, nail tech, whatever, in my opinion, when you become that, you go into the service industry, you are a business owner, whether it's your own place or whether it's your own salon suite or whether you behind a chair in somebody else's brick and mortar. No matter what the situation and the scenario is, you're pretty much a business owner, in my opinion. So when you work in a team environment, you're going to grow a lot. You're going to learn the pros, you're going to learn the cons, you're going to learn what to do, you're going to learn not what to do. And in my opinion, in my humble personal opinion, when you're in the service industry, we use our body a lot. We use our mind a lot. We use our brains a lot. We use our emotions a lot. I can get a witness on that. I know I can get an amen on that. Like, you're standing all day. If you're not standing, if you're doing nails, you're sitting all day, you hunched over all day. At some point, your arms, because you're filing all day, your arms are going to hurt, your hands are going to hurt, your back is going to hurt, your neck is going to hurt.
Wow.
So that's what I mean about we use our bodies. Hairstylists, braiders, we're standing on our legs all day, we're standing on our feet all day, we're slumped over, we're, body posture, arms in pain, shoulders in pain, and now everybody's natural, so we doing that. So my whole thing is, if you're a massage therapist, same thing. You rubbing people all day, your back, your arms, your hands. So we who are in the service industry, we are usually using our bodies. And when I say mental, I'm talking about, some clients can be rude. Like, some clients are wonderful, they're precious, they're a blessing, but some clients can be rude, It just depends on what day you're on. So that's just in all honesty. So the reason I say all that is to say this. With all that going on that I just mentioned with our bodies, there's only so many years, you guys, that you're going to be able to do hair or nails or massages or braids or natural hair or sew-ins or, lace closures. Whatever you do, there's only so many years that our body is going to be able to take it, and then our mental is going to be able to take it. There's only so many years that your body can take it.
What?
So in my personal opinion, you want to crawl before you walk, because if you go ahead and gain the wisdom from the jump off the cuff, then when you start actually servicing clients and you get your big clientele going on, you will know the pros, the cons, the ins and outs, what not to do, what to do.
Thank you.
You know, in my opinion, you learn that. That's the root of it all. That's the root. That's the cusp of it all. That's the foundation of it all. And in my opinion, you learn that a lot faster when you work in a storefront salon, okay? So you get that camaraderie, as I mentioned. You get that team spirit. Again, there's going to be some people who may work in that salon, in that storefront salon that you're working in, who you may not want to do anything that they're doing. You may not want to learn nothing from them because they may always be late. They may not be dressed appropriately. They may not talk to their clients appropriately. So that's how you're going to learn the things that what not to do. But then in the next station, there's another stylist. He or she is always on time. They always ready for their clients. They got 3-4 clients in there at once, but they getting them out. They know how to time manage. And so at the same time, you're looking at them and you're learning that.
Thank you.
So you are not going to learn that in any other type of environment other than a storefront salon. You know, I don't have anything against working in a salon suite. I don't have anything against working in a Walmart salon. I don't have anything against working at a beauty supply, you know, your local beauty supply in there, braiding. Nothing against any of that. I'm just on here telling you the truth, and I'm on here trying to give you some wisdom, help you to gain wisdom that you may not gain nowhere else.
Oh my God.
So it's kind of the first line of fire when you walk into a storefront salon and you decide whether you're going to be on commission or you're going to rent a chair. Okay, so if you just starting out and you try to go in a salon suite, they're not going to offer a commission situation. You got to have a clientele. And so at the end, I'm going to talk about, you know, the benefits, the pros and the cons possibly of working in a salon suite. So right now I'm talking about working in a storefront salon. So you're going to gain a lot of support working in a storefront salon from the salon owner, because it's going to benefit the salon owner to help keep you busy, to help mentor you, because the more that you bring customers in, the more that you retain customers, the busier that salon is going to look. And we all know that when people see that a salon is busy, that's going to make more customers, more clients are going to want to go to that salon. So that's going to help you, because the owner is going to help you in some kind of way, because helping you is helping them. Usually, you know, most storefront salons have team salon classes, like they will have free classes, or they will invite people in, stylists in, or educators in to teach their class. If they're affiliated, like at one point I was a Paul Mitchell salon, so my salon team, they got a lot of free education from Paul Mitchell on cutting, coloring, and a lot of other stuff such as that. So that is what usually takes place in a storefront salon. You know, you're going to get all that education for free. And in my opinion, you guys, working in a storefront salon is great for starter hairstylists just starting out. You don't really have a clientele. You might want to ask the salon owner, can you start off on commission until you build up your clientele? I just say with that, get everything in writing. I have a video that you can watch. I'm going to drop it down below. It's up here, and I'm going to drop it below. And you can watch that about commission salons. Usually in a storefront salon, you get more walk-in opportunities. Like if you're there, you're going to get more opportunities. People usually walk into storefront salons, in my opinion, I believe, a lot quicker than any other type of salon. They're going to kind of walk in, you know, into a storefront salon because they're going to feel like there's going to be somebody in there that probably can take them. And in my opinion, you guys, working in a storefront salon is like being at a free hair show every day.
Wow.
Like your head is literally on a swivel, because this one over here, that one over there, they slaying. And you learning all kind of stuff, like I said, from these other seasoned hairstylists or whatever kind of hairstylists they are. You are learning from them by working in there. So you getting like free education. It's like being at a free hair show every day. Whenever you're there, you're learning. You having a look and learn class for free every day. Usually storefront salons, you get free mentorship. You know, there's the owner will mentor you, sometimes a manager, sometimes one of the stylists, you may link up with them and they may want to help you out. So you get all of that, you know, in a storefront environment. So in my opinion, if you get in a storefront salon just starting out, you know, whether you just starting out or not, but definitely just starting out, you're a starter hairstylist, you just got your license, or you just came into the hair industry, you don't really have much of a clientele, I would recommend going into a storefront salon.
Thank you.
Or if you are kind of a seasoned hairstylist, you've been doing hair 2, 3, 4 years, but you don't have a big solid clientele, I would say go into a storefront salon for all the reasons I just listed. And then you guys, once you in there, you stay in there about a year to 2 years, you're gonna have a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge, a lot of confidence. You're gonna be done gain a whole year or 2 years, however long you stay, of a free education. And then you will have a solid book of business, and then you can take those clients, and then you can go to get your own storefront salon, get your own salon suite, or whatever you decide to do. But I think it's way better if you kind of crawl before you walk. Because in the meantime, when you're crawling, you're gaining a plethora of wisdom and knowledge that you're not going to gain by paying $1,300, $1,500, $1,200 a month.
Thank you.
Working in a small room by yourself. And you in that room by yourself, you don't know if you doing stuff right or you doing stuff wrong. If you about to break off Miss Smith hair, or you don't know what you're doing. But if you're in a storefront salon for those 1 up to 2 years, you're learning, and you're growing for free. So by the time you leave that storefront salon and you go get your own thing, you know what you're doing pretty much. And then you can continue the education by taking online classes and by going to hair shows. But you guys, if you just jump out the gate and you just starting off and you don't get yourself in like a team environment or an environment where you can continue to learn, in my opinion, that's going to be kind of a setback. And again, that's in my opinion. Because again, doing hair or being in the service industry, there's only so many years that we can do hair. So you want to start off by getting your foundation solid, making your foundation very solid, so that when you go into your own thing, whether you stay in that storefront salon or not, that's up to you. Because you can start off there on commission, and then if you decide after the 1, 2 years that you want to stay in that same storefront salon, just go switch over to booth rental. Just ask the owner, can I switch over to booth rental? And then do that. You don't have to leave, but I'm saying, I think a foundation is everything. Because again, your body is only going to hold up for so long, and it's only so long that you're going to be able to do hair. So you want to go ahead and get them that 1 to 2 years of wisdom and knowledge and know-how and a foundation, and then hop. Instead of hopping and then learning and losing all these clients because you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the foundation, you don't have the skill set, you don't have the confidence, you don't have the speed. You know, you can learn all of that. You can also start off as an assistant. You know, starting off as an assistant, you gain a lot of stuff too. Start off as an assistant in a storefront salon. You still, the whole storefront salon, in my opinion, is everything, because you watching everybody. You know, it's a lot of different people that you're watching and that you're learning from. And they're not going to say, you can't watch me. I mean, you at your cubicle, or you may be sitting down. You can watch. They can't stop you from watching. They in there. So you're going to learn. You're in a learning environment. The salon suites, I think they're great for once you've got this 1 or 2 years under your belt and you got some clientele. Then you go into a storefront salon if that's what you want to do. Because a salon suite, you go into there, you go into a salon suite. Once you've been in that storefront salon for that 1 to 2 years, then if you like, you can go into a salon suite, because you're going to have your own clientele. You're going to be good to go. You're going to be able to retain clients. You're going to have speed. You're going to have confidence. Because in a salon suite, you're not going to have that many walk-in opportunities. There are not going to be as many people walking in, you know. And then if they do walk in, you know, it's going to be a whole bunch of rooms in there. So you don't know which room they're going to go to. So 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have that many walk-in opportunities in a storefront salon. In a salon suite. And then in a salon suite too, you know, you're in a room by yourself, so you're not gonna really be able to just ask another stylist. You can maybe after the client or something like that, but there's not gonna be as much growth potential because you're not gonna be like in a wide open storefront salon where you can just look here, you can look there, you know, your head is on a swivel, you can just be learning, watching, you can be doing look and learn. So you're not going to have that opportunity to do that when you're in a salon suite. Also, you know, you got to pay their rent every week, and if you don't really have a solid clientele to be paying their rent every week like that in a salon suite, then you're not going to be in there long. Some salon suites do have classes every now and then, but they don't have as many classes. And usually, you know, you don't, you know, like I said, to me, in my opinion, they don't have as many as to where if you're in a storefront salon, it's like you in a class pretty much every day. Whenever you're there, you're in a class because somebody is in there doing hair, you learning from that.
Thank you.
And nowadays, you know, I don't think that storefront salons are as popular for hairstylists or service providers. I think they prefer to go in a salon suite just right off the jump. So, you know, to me, that's an opportunity for those who want to take my advice, because I think these storefront salon owners, they may be willing to work with you even more and not charge such a high price to rent a chair until you start building up. You know, you can talk to them and see, but I think that will benefit you too. That will be something that will be beneficial to you. And so you won't have as much, you know, competition as well, because, you know, you're in there. And so, you know, I think it's a lot of opportunity for you to go higher just by being in a storefront salon. Again, with the salon suites, you know, again, I don't think as many walk-in opportunities. They rent, you know, it's not cheap. It's usually gonna be $250, sometimes more than that a week, depending on the size of your room. But, you know, that may sound like nothing, but once you get in there, on top of all the other bills you have, like gas, you know, products, it's all kind of stuff you got to buy. So when you hear $250 a week, $260 a week or somewhere like that, you may think that's not anything. But when you don't really have a clientele and you don't have clients like coming like on a regular basis, a solid clientele, then that is going to be a lot of money for you. So I've seen a lot of people kind of start off from the jump, going into a salon suite, and then they end up having to go back out, you know, because they don't really have the clientele. So, you know, you have just wasted that time. You have just wasted that money, in my opinion, when you could be in a storefront salon for like a year or two, and then get your stuff up, get your clientele up, get your book of business up, get your skill set up, get your speed up, get your confidence up. You know, do your due diligence, but because again, it's only so long you're gonna be able to do hair till your legs start giving out, you know, your back start giving out, you know, your arms start giving out, your veins in your legs from all that standing, you know, they start, you know, swelling, your legs start swelling. There's only so many years, you guys, that you could do this stuff. It's only so many years. So you want to start out, just crawl before you walk. You know, whenever you crawl before you walk, there's always a benefit to doing that in life. No matter whether we're talking about the hair industry, no matter what we're talking about, just life in general, there's always a crawling before you walk. It's easy to go out here and try to want something quick and fast and in a hurry. But then you end up having to backpedal or backtrack, because things that you could have learned from crawling before you walk, there's so much you could have learned along the way that you did not learn. Anyway, you guys, if you have some feedback, please drop it down below. Any videos that I think will benefit you that has anything to do with this, I will drop it in the description box below that you can look at. And you guys, again, put any questions that you may have, any videos, suggestions that you have. And again, I've been in the industry over 30 years, had a storefront salon and 2 salon suites at the same time, was a very busy salon. So anyway, you guys, please drop some comments, you know, click the bell, the notification bell, comment, like, and I hope you'll subscribe. I'm gonna see you guys on my next video. Peace and blessings. See